cursed mountain, hiding $200 million in gold. 250 lives have been lost, but now 5 treasure hunters will defy the curse and go in search of what is America's deadliest treasure.
Yeah, it's like probably a bullet or something. I mean, could be.
Tops. Oh, finally got it. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Yep.
Oh! Jesus Christ. Yeah, I got a bunch of cactus in there. You okay? Stay away from the far, guys. Right now, we're in the middle of nowhere. Hunting isn't allowed after sunset, so no, gunshots are not a good sign.
Don't let the fire backlight you.
We better get out of here.
Deal.
Yeah.
Show the flare. You're putting up a light.
2 gunshots rang out. You never know what someone's intentions are. So the idea is to stay as calm as possible and just move yourself into the shadows and get into the dark, get cover. Get your stuff.
Now, go. Go get the fire. If you think hiking through the Superstition Mountains during the day is dangerous, multiply that by 10 at night.
I can't see a thing in front of me. Hey, wait. Ouch. I just went into another cactus.
Quiet as possible.
I thought we were being followed ever since we started exploring these mountains. I'm not sure I need any more proof.
Deep in Arizona's Superstition Mountains,
All right, guys, you're going up.
Wayne Tuttle and his team are on the trail of the Lost Dutchman's gold.
Up over that ridge is a Lost Dutchman mine, and we're gonna find it. Superstition Mountains is the nexus of death.
The decoding of symbols on a newly uncovered secret map led the team to veteran Dutch hunter Bob Shoes.
Gold is where you find it.
That's fact.
Did you find it, Bob?
Wayne and the team traded Bob a 25% stake in their hunt in exchange for a new clue.
There's another map.
2 maps that date back to the late 1800s, which together reveal the route to a secret Peralta mine cluster.
I can take you to this spot.
The maps revealed a trail of finds that line up with the Dutchman's deathbed clues
Walt said there was remains of a cabin going to his mine.
and have led the team into the most dangerous area in the Superstitions, where the Apache believe an angry thunder god guards the mountain's gold with a deadly curse.
I can't really say I feel much safer. Hopefully we did put some distance between us and whoever was shooting, but the fact of the matter is there's not a lot of places to hide out here. So I was reading something kind of interesting last time we were back in town. They were saying in this general area, back in 1840, there was an Apache massacre. Is that true?
The story I know. In the time period, 1840s, 1850s, the Gonzales and Peralta family camped actually just north of us here, down by the river. The Apaches would sit in the rocks and then just work their way back, picking everyone off as they went. They ran through the mountains, the Apache would hold the high ground, and they would move back through the canyons. They were boxed in. They were just simply had no place to go. Everyone was slaughtered.
Heard some stories about American Indians that they got a name called Black Legion.
Accounts of the Black Legion are part truth, part mythology. Rumored to be 7 feet tall and not entirely human, folklore tells us that these fearsome Apache warriors were guardians of the land. They were known to strike down anyone attempting to remove riches from the earth that belonged to the gods. Many believe the Black Legion was responsible for the 1847 Peralta Massacre, a bloody event that wiped out the family and forced them to abandon their minds in the superstitions.
They still live here?
Well, the word goes that they're up there and they're protecting something that's very valuable. I was told that if you're getting really too close to whatever they're trying to protect, that they'll give you a sign. That gives me goosebumps thinking about it. They'll give you a sign of a big black hand on something. And supposedly, that's a warning to get the hell out of there wherever you're at. I'd really, really freaking like to know what they're protecting.
And maybe that's why no one's found the Lost Dutchman mine.
That could be what they're protecting.
I seriously doubt it's the spirits of the Apache warriors who fired those shots. When you're chasing a treasure this big, you're gonna draw all kinds of unwanted attention. So I know everybody's beat. Get a good night's sleep. We've got a big day tomorrow. I'll take first watch. I hope our alliance with Bob Schuss was a good deal because it forced him to reveal his secret.
Bob Schuss revealed the connections between the legendary Peralta and Gonzales maps. He disclosed what he believed to be the exact location where the two maps intersect and line up with the land itself, giving the team a place to start their hunt. Their destination is a fork at the end of the canyon, where they should be able to spot a cluster of mines, any one of which could be the Lost Dutchman.
Once we get there, we need to explore the entire area. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for any signs that match up with the Dutchman's riddles. So the more of these things that line up, the more I think we're on the right track.
This kind of looks like Indian territory right here, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
Hold up, Deal. Check this out.
Are you serious? Did you just really find that? You just
your eyes
popped
back.
an arrowhead. Just like that. Are you friggin' serious?
That's why my eyes always hit the ground.
That is unbelievable.
Fracturing. It's called conchoidal fracturing.
Yeah.
So it allows them to be able to make those sharp edges because it doesn't have normal lines of cleavage like most rock. So you can fleck it off and it randomly breaks so you can make it into sharp edges. Finding that arrowhead was really great, but it was also a sobering reminder that we're standing in a spot where dozens and dozens of people were massacred. We knew we were going into the heart of Apache country, and it just makes everything real.
You got a good eye, Wayne.
That's a good find.
The arrowhead that the team discovered along the New Maps Trail is proof that the area was once heavily traveled by the Native Americans and settlers. Could the Dutchman himself have passed through here? And if so, did he hide a stash of gold or conceal the entrance to the pit mine containing the mother lode?
Keep your eye out, pottery shards, arrowheads, little dumps where they would have just dumped stuff off. They'd follow along these washes. So possibly more petroglyphs as we move along. That black rock, that's what they loved.
That's not something you find every day, and that's not something you can find with a metal detector.
Is that a cave up there?
Now, grab me binoculars.
Could it be a vent to a cave?
Maybe that big.
Doesn't open up a lot from here.
And actually, there's another cutout on the right of it. Doesn't it look like there's another hole kind of to the...
Yeah, it looks like it dives off to the left. Deal, how about you take the upper one since it's further and I'm fatter, and I'll take the lower one.
Yeah.
The one above, the second one above, looks like it's had rocks piled in the opening.
The Dutchman mine's a pit mine, and today what we'd be looking for is a depression in the earth where it's sunk in. But along with that, Waltz's clues also mention a cave nearby.
That's been hidden. That definitely is another cave.
Another one of the Dutchman's clues is that the gold might be found running in a north-south canyon. We can't afford to leave the area without giving it a good once-over. You never know what a search might reveal. So it'll go to that one, then we'll go up to the next one that looks like the rocks are stacked. Keep your eye always for trash.
Copy.
Someone's been up here working, doing something, we'll see trash, right?
Yep.
That's as exciting as the cave by the heart.
You know, you miss one cave and that could be, you know, somewhere where somebody stashed a bunch of silver bars or some gold.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Eric, deal, let's go. So the game plan is this. We've spotted 2 caves up on the side of the mountain. One's a little higher up than the first, but we're gonna explore both of them. As we get closer to the end of our trail, you never know where the Dutchman's gold's gonna turn up.
It's still hard to see from here. It's amazing that we even found it.
Here we go. You hold that.
Got it?
Yep.
I don't see anything that says any humans were here. I don't see trash or anything, nails or... What are we seeing?
Oh, that's not very deep at all. Yeah, it dead ends, but...
How long do you think before this boulder comes down that's just sitting above you?
I'll tell you what though, perfect spot, man, to stash something. What's that, a squirrel?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Strike out on that one, deal. Next one's yours, buddy. Watch out.
Oh, got me.
Anything in that hole?
Nope. We need to be careful here, boys.
Be careful up there.
You know what I'm realizing?
What's that?
He's 200 yards away, and Frank's still the epitome of a backseat driver.
Yeah.
You break my stick, I'm gonna put my foot in your ass.
Ooh, doggy.
If he falls, he's not gonna stop rolling until he hits bottom.
Whoa! Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Sorry, Magnuson.
No, dude, it wasn't even close. Fine.
Well, I'm gonna wait for Wayne because that could happen again very easily.
It's definitely gonna slide up
You're
here.
gonna want to stay right there.
Doyle, make your way up, clear.
I'm making it. Let's go check this out.
See the rock that's loose above?
Yeah.
I'd be quiet knocking around because there's a rock, that pointed rock right there sitting there hanging loose.
Yeah, it sure is. Give me a heads up, sun starts coming down.
Yeah, I wouldn't move anything.
I won't move
Because
anything.
you're looking at a trap.
I won't be in there longer than I need to be.
Wait, what the?
Careful.
Oh man, can I get a headlamp? Wow.
Just vents up, right?
It vents up and back. It goes back probably 20 feet. Yeah, it looks like the top of the cave's pretty mineralized too. Yeah, check it out. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, it goes back there. Goes back there a long way.
Yeah, it would have been a hell of a stash spot though, because nobody could have gotten back there.
There's a black rock back in here. You'll see where it splits the left and the right. It looks like a black rock, but
It's probably a big chunk of obsidian.
yeah, but dude, obsidian, there's no way it'd naturally be in the middle of that, I guess is what I'm saying.
You know, whenever we come across a cave like this, we have to check for mineralization. This cave, we found obsidian in it, and obsidian is essentially a volcanic glass. And that's exactly what that looks like back there.
Obsidian is a volcanic glass formed during the rapid cooling of lava. Unfortunately for Wayne's team, obsidian is not a true mineral like quartz or iron, where gold is usually found. Although its sharp edges were used for tools and weapons for the Native Americans, the dark glass is not a good sign for prospectors.
We really would love if it was gold, but it's not. At this point, I think it's just best that we move on.
There's no room to swing a pick. All right, I say we start working our way back down.
This is definitely a mineralized area, but what do we do from here, boys?
This is where you make that decision. Right now, we're just looking at bat holes. This was the most promising, and it's not. So I would say, personally, I say we start working our way back down. Let's go. Grab up the gear. Careful going down. Going down's gonna be worse than coming up.
I just want to find something good.
Did you guys enjoy the break?
It was very interesting to watch you guys climb up that hill.
We did find a nice piece of obsidian.
Even though this location didn't pan out, it was worth a look. I'd always look at 100 caves if there's the off chance there's millions inside of one of them. We're very close to the split in the canyon. We need to keep our eyes open. Our next clue could be right in front of us, and if we're not careful, we could miss it.
Yeah, he's got it.
The deeper we get into the canyon, the more brutal the terrain gets. Woody seems to be holding his own for now, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him.
Okay, all right.
I got you, don't worry.
Quit slipping. They're young and I'm old. That doesn't matter. It's what up here that counts and your abilities that you think you can do.
Take your time.
And I think I've proven to them that I can carry my own weight. I don't need no help from nobody.
You did it, Woody.
This is it, the split in the canyon.
You gotta admit, pretty as hell, right?
We followed the Gonzales map. It indicates mines down over this split in the trail that we just came up on. The Lost Dutchman mine could be down there.
After conquering the deadly terrain, Wayne and his team finally land at the split in the canyon. According to the map, this location is the site where several Peralta mines lay hidden. Could one of these mines be the Dutchman's? To find out, the Dutch hunters must now begin to search the area for any signs of lost mines.
I've dreamt about finding something like this my entire life. And now I'm actually here, I have the opportunity, and we're finding clues, and they're lining up. So if this actually pans out and we find the lost Dutchman, it would absolutely change my life. I've got my parents who lost almost everything in 2008. And the ability to call them up and tell them they don't have to work anymore, they can just retire, that's the first phone call I think I'd make.
Come on, guys, stay together. Call out. If there's something you see, call out so we slow down and we stop.
Okay. Up there, pretty cool rock formation, huh?
Hey guys, look at this. Eric, Dale.
Yo.
Go up there and look at that, will you? Looks strange.
What the hell? No, what is that?
Once we arrived at the end of the trail, there was no telling what we'd find.
Oh, dude, look at that.
I have no idea what that is.
That's a medicine wheel.
A what? It's a medicine wheel.
Apache make these. This is a sacred site. This is up on top of a mountain ridge. There's no water running up here. This could have been here God knows how long.
What's it supposed to be?
They're sacred to them. This is how they pray. So, you know, somebody gets sick, that's why they call it a medicine wheel.
Huh.
This is a nice find, Woody. Good eye.
Yeah, good eye, Woody.
Woody's a pretty sharp guy. He gets his feelings, and I listen to him.
I didn't see it, I just kind of sensed that something was there.
Yeah, I would have walked right by it.
Something even drawed me to look up here. I don't even know what did that, you know. I'm a lot old school. I've got a sixth sense or something. I don't know what it is. I've just got a feeling about things, and something drawed me over there. Apaches, they really, really strong with that for medicine, and I'm sure that it's very, very important to them, you know, that I don't think we should even be up here.
Medicine wheels are stone circles laid in the shape of a hoop with many spokes. Having no beginning and no end, the wheel is a symbol for the never-ending cycle of life that holy men and tribal healers use to aid their ceremonies of healing.
Woody's been telling us all stories about Indian protectors like the Black Legion or the Apache Thunder Gods. And to be honest, it's starting to creep me out a little bit. I mean, if we're potentially violating sacred Indian ground, won't that make us all targets?
Not a good place to be, you guys.
We've probably done enough wrong by just lingering here now, so it's best to leave this thing and leave this area.
Let's get out of here.
In the foothills of the Split Canyon, the map reveals a field of X's beside the Spanish word mina, or mine, so the target could be anywhere. The team splits up to cover the most ground, looking for signs of a hidden mine.
I would definitely say working your way down, see the dirt area?
Yeah.
I'd start down the wash a bit here.
Now that we've taken the time to get here, before we move on, I need to break out the metal detector and see if I can find any evidence.
What's up, Frank?
No, I'm still looking around here.
Yeah, where's Magnuson? Oh, he's over there.
Holy Wayne! Hey guys,
Yo!
check this out. Dude, Frank, look at this.
Let me see it.
You know what this is? Dude, it's iron. I was barely hitting on this copper face. Really super choppy signal.
A candle holder.
Dude, that's a candle holder for an old mine. They used to take these bad boys. You could hang like a lantern here or a candle here, and they just shove them in the sides.
Candle holders to light the interior of hard rock gold mines were also called sticking tommies and were used by gold lust-filled miners for more than just lighting their way. Working deep underground, the miners would hide gold flakes in grooves of the candle holder's surface. Then, after caking mud on the candle holder, they would smuggle gold out at the end of their shift.
Yeah, it's got a faceplate like a manufacturer's plate.
Comstock Mining Company.
Yeah, dude, I can read it without. You don't even need that. Comstock Mining Company, Virginia City, Nevada.
This is a good area.
Dude, that's badass. That's one of the awesomest finds I've ever. I've seen these. Perfect piece of like American West, 1870s, 1880s, I think, but who knows when it showed up here. This thing is in pristine condition. It is an awesome piece of American history. But the most exciting thing about this discovery is why would there be a piece of mining equipment if there wasn't a mine nearby? God, it's freaking awesome.
There has to be a mine around here somewhere. But what's odd, above this we find a medicine wheel. That's odd. I mean, we find a medicine wheel, we come down to the valley, we start finding mining implements.
Yeah.
Now, are they trying to ward off people prospecting?
Oh, maybe it's a coincidence.
There's no such thing as coincidence in life. The Mexicans hated Apaches, and Apaches hated the Mexicans, and they were constantly battling back and forth. One of the reasons why the Apaches are in such a remote area is because they were driven out of the Mexican areas. That may be a symbol that they placed there to keep people like us away from this area. That make sense?
Yeah.
And this is our sacred mountain. And you're not gonna walk in and take whatever you want without some problems with them if you get in the wrong spot. I'm not afraid of anything, but I'll tell you something, I can be cautious and smart. I'm not saying to be scared, I'm just saying be cautious.
I don't know, I still think it could be a coincidence.
This is how you solve crimes. You look for different pieces of evidence and people, oh, well, that's a coincidence. Well, guess what? Maybe it's not. So you take a close, hard look at it. How many crimes do you think I would have solved ignoring coincidences? Coincidences are circumstantial evidence. You get enough of them together, you can build a case. We're starting to get enough here. Think of all the things we found. You find that piece, we found a medicine wheel. This is an area that they don't want us in.
Yeah, but this is federal land now. It's not like we're on a reservation.
This is their land.
The Apache have lived here for hundreds of years. This is their land. And that medicine wheel is a perfect example. That's what I'm telling you. Stay the hell out of here. We run into a problem, guess what? Your ass is in my hands. You believe it? Don't laugh. I've been in places like this before, and I'm gonna tell you something, you can count on me.
Yeah.
Now that we're here at the end of the trail, we need to literally leave no stone unturned. The Lost Dutchman mine could be anywhere.
You know, Wayne, there's a little bit of water in that wash up there. You think it'd be a decent idea for me to do a couple pans and test for some mineralization?
Yeah, I'd check those two right there.
Yeah.
They look like they're pooling just before the wash. They might be a decent catch basin to check.
All right.
And just kind of keep your eye out.
Okay.
We're looking for any gold in the area or any minerals that might indicate gold, like quartz.
I'm gonna go down to the creek and do a little panning to see if there's any gold down there. It's one of the most old-fashioned ways, but I'm gonna give it a shot. This is not heavily mineralized. When I'm sample panning a creek, what I'm looking for is quartz and black sand or iron magnetite. If I don't find the presence of those, it's a bust, there's no gold here, move on. Magnuson, you find anything?
Jacket off of an old bullet.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of hits that read as lead. Lots of bullets. There was obviously a lot of death that occurred here. We found arrowheads and we found period bullets, so it's obvious there was a battle that occurred here. But the big question is, what were they fighting over?
Did you do that?
Huh.
So that's hand stacked. This is a marked location. I always keep my eyes open. And Eric was up on a hill yelling that he found something. So I walked up to his location and I look over to the right and there were 3 little rocks piled up like a little pyramid. Somebody marked this spot. I don't know why, but I'm gonna look around and find out. Somebody marked this spot before we got here. And now we have 3 rocks piled up. Hey, Wade! Come over here and check this out. We found something.
Look at that. I got something over here. I got a mine up here, guys.
You got what?
Got a vein.
On the hunt for the legendary Lost Dutchman mine, Wayne Tuttle and his team could be on the verge of a major discovery after a new interpretation of 2 rare maps led them to the Canyon Divide. Here, the maps reveal a field marked with 4 X's, representing a series of mines. Might one of these X's mark the long-lost location of the Dutchman's $200 million fortune?
Grab the pack and the rifle, bring it up here. We want to spend some time up here.
The secret may lay in this ancient riverbed. The team is scouring the area, looking for signs of quartz. Prospectors know that gold ore often hides deep within deposits of other minerals. A rich quartz vein here could mean pay dirt below.
I haven't found the mine, but I found the vein. Check that out.
That's a nice quartz, real nice.
It's running all the way through here tight.
Give me a small pick. Don't we have a small pick?
I have a rock hammer.
Yeah.
See if I can pull this out.
It looks like somebody's been prospecting here. You see the deep gouge they carved?
Woody, take that. You can break that up, see if you find anything.
You got some iron in here too, Wayne.
Yeah, I noticed the iron before.
This is a good gold indicator. Every prospector knows gold rides an iron horse. When you find quartz heavily stained with iron, quite often you also find gold.
Wait, I'm gonna mark this area on the GPS.
Mark it. We want to be able to know where the spot was.
You know, this is pretty indicative to gold, though. I've seen this kind of rock, this kind of green with gold up in the mountains. There's a few minerals that run with gold that are really good indicators. One of them is copper, that shows up green in the ground, and the other one is quartz. And Wayne has found quite a bit of quartz.
Magnuson, can you get in there?
Yeah, I can
So I don't lose anything?
Remember, guys, is looking for a hard rock mine, a lode mine. Find a vein, work it up, right?
When you find a promising area, one of the first things you need to do is A, record your location, and then knock out some samples, send them to the assay lab and see what they have to say.
Get in that crack.
Wash your hands.
Got my
Just in
hands
case I
out.
slip.
Clear.
Most of the gold in the world can't even be seen with the naked eye, so we gotta get it tested to know if there's something there.
Now we're working back a vein. You can see another piece here. See my finger?
Yeah, I do.
See it shining through?
Yeah.
It's running deep in the rock. It shows up with calcite. Here's another piece right here. See it?
Yep.
Here, Wayne.
Running right along this seam here. Basic geology tells us that over time, erosion of minerals flow downhill. So the next place to check is above us. Guys, let's grab the gear. There's another hole up here. We want to check that before we come back down.
You guys are driving me crazy.
Good, Woody?
What we got, Wayne?
Well, that was walled up on the other side. It's perfectly flat, no animal droppings. So whoever was working up here, this wasn't a camp. And you could probably get a couple guys could lay down back in there. When it comes to the Dutchman legend, some people believe that the Dutchman's gold wasn't from a mine, but it was from a stash. That he hid somewhere in the mountains, that he probably walled up the hole with rocks to conceal it. Even though it's empty, this area is still worth metal detecting for traces he may have left behind.
You can just feel how cool it is in here. It's crazy. A jacket's off old bullets. Look like 2 or 3 ringers.
Guys, we are exactly doing what we wanted to do. We're working our way up from the river. Worked up, found a vein, found signs of mining activity. We got our GPS, we got our photographs, we know this area, so we got this spot. So let's get our gear together, let's get down the hill.
What was that?
A rattlesnake's no joke, but a green Mojave especially, you get a bite from that thing and it's pretty much game over. You gotta hope you can get airlifted out within the next couple hours, or even adult male, you're toast.
The green Mojave snake is one of the most dangerous and aggressive pit vipers in the world. Unlike rattlesnakes that coil and strike out in self-defense, the vicious green Mojave is an ambush predator that will chase and attack any prey intruding on its territory, including humans. Dangerous for up to an hour after its death, the snake's devastating bite is one of the most fatal in the world, delivering a deadly neurotoxin.
A little warning here.
Talk it a little bit.
Oh.
Frankie's dead now.
I can't believe I almost just got bitten by a rattlesnake. I just stopped paying attention for 2 seconds, and that's when things happen, and that's when you get hurt.
In case you didn't know, he's still moving.
I'm lucky to be alive.
There's your snake, man.
That's your snake. You can take that home with you.
Yeah, she almost got you.
We can put that with the beans, guys. That's just like chicken.
No more chili tonight.
No more chili. Thank God. No more Frank's chili.
Feel it, dude. You can still feel its muscles contract.
Those are the ones that'll get you, though. Those, oh.
You kill something in the afternoon, man, that just sets off your day.
After the scare with the snake, we decided to move on.
It's gorgeous. Nice territory.
There's a lot of terrain to examine in this area, and we have no time to waste.
What other clues should we be looking for?
Peak. I think there was 2 or 3 high peaks.
No, helicopter, there's a black one. Hey, look how low that helicopter is. Isn't this supposed to be a restricted area for helicopters?
Yeah, they're not supposed to be anywhere near here.
You know, it looks like they're circling this.
You're exactly right.
That's an Apache H-64.
Yeah.
It's coming right over us, too.
We've been looking for the Lost Dutchman mine for almost 2 weeks now. This is like the 5th time we felt like someone's been watching us. This helicopter circling over us feels more intense, like someone's trying to keep an eye on us because we're getting too close to something.
That's crazy, huh?
This would be a good vantage point to kind of catch anything. I'd say start glassing the area. We need to put our heads to it now, start looking around for any other signs, any activity, anything that just kind of nudges at you, all right?
Okay.
Looks like an opening over there.
Where's the opening, Woody?
Right over there. See the tallest Acatillo over there?
I'm spotting
Right
it.
above it.
Just kind of in the dead center of it.
Yeah, yeah, see it?
That's it.
The 2 notches.
Right. It's an opening. It might be a cave.
Hey, Dill, you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
So we're up on this vista point, and we see what looks like to be a small cave.
What do you think?
Well, it's hard to tell from here, but it might be worth checking out.
It seemed in our best interest, definitely looking at Walt's clues, a cave across the canyon. We don't want to pass up opportunity.
You sure you good on water?
Yeah, I'm good on water, thank you.
All right, be careful.
To save time, Wayne decided that I should go hike over and check out the cave. There's a nice little wash, nice little creek. So I took some minimal supplies. I headed that way. It was a rough hike, you know, steep cliffs, but that's an area we need to check out.
What we'll do is we'll work the ridge line on the opposite side, and we'll work directly across from him.
Okay.
All right?
Be careful, don't slip.
Thanks, Frank.
Hey, deal. About another 100 yards.
Copy that, Wayne. I'm on my way.
You're gonna have to get up all the way in there and take a look around.
Man, that looks like nasty snake territory.
What you got?
Whoa. Holy. I'm seeing a black handprint on the wall.
What?
What you got?
Holy. I'm seeing a black handprint on the wall.
What?
Actually, Wayne, there's two of them.
And he's talking about the black handprints in there, and that's kind of like what I was telling you guys about before, about the Black Legion. I would get away from there, guy.
See if it just comes off, if it's soot or paint.
Not a good idea.
If this has anything to do with what Woody's been talking about, I don't want anything to do with it.
That's enough. Work your way back down the ridge, but kind of keep an eye out for stuff on your way back, all right?
All right. As far as the black handprints go, I'm not quite sure what to make of it, but it's definitely a little spooky. So many people die in wild ways out here that you really have to take note.
Hey, man.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Good, how's it going over here?
Good, probably not as tired as you.
Oh, you can say that again.
So, what'd you see?
Well, two black handprints. The cave itself wasn't very mineralized. I saw some rose quartz.
So what about the black handprints? Regular man size, or?
It was definitely an adult hand. There was two of them, one on one side, one on the other.
Let's get the hell out of here. The two black handprints is enough, especially in the cave. They're trying to tell us not to be around here. And we're really too freaking close to that cave with the handprints.
Woody, let me interrupt you. How did they know that we were going to come up on this ridge and look over and see that cave and run over?
They didn't just run over here and do that for us. They did it for whoever come up here. We just happened to be here. I was really freaked out to begin with about the black hand. And now, to find a cave with two of them in it, that even makes it a lot worse. So, it's spooky. It's real spooky. I don't even want to be around that thing, or even around this area right here.
Wouldn't they put it in an obvious spot?
All right, you know what, guys? The reason those handprints were there, it wasn't for us. It's for the Peraltas, the Gonzales. They're old handprints.
Yeah.
They're for people that came before us. So I don't think we have nothing to worry about.
I mean, you're talking about the Peraltas and the Gonzaleses. Didn't you guys tell us that those guys got massacred?
That's 200 years ago. Those signs are old. You said so yourself. Nobody ever said this is going to be easy. I know we had snakes. I know this is a rough area. We're not afraid of those handprints. Let's man up and just follow Wayne's lead.
We're on the right trail on the map, all right? We got indications of mining activity and things are fitting together.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm not gonna let these guys give up. We've come way too far to turn back now, and no black handprints are gonna stop us.
And there you guys go.
What the hell?
Is that a barrel sign?
And there's no marker, nothing.
You know, I got a bad feeling.
That's usually all you get.
I got a bad feeling, but I think we ought to move on from here.
Yeah, we'll move along.
You don't know how the person died.
It's one thing to talk about a death back in the Superstitions. It's quite another to actually see the results of that.
Keep your eyes open, though. They were working around here somewhere.
Could have been anything out here.
I know we're going into a very bad area. We better be prepared.
What the hell's that?
Looks like a prospect.
It's coming?
Oh, that's gotta be a mine. Oh yeah, look at that, man. I don't know, I can't see whether it's caved in. It might be a prospect.
Yeah.
You gotta be very careful when that thing comes down your head.
Definitely be careful. Look how loose this cliche
Yeah.
is.
It's not framed in either.
Hold it. Stop, 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 stop. Slowly back up, guys. You guys clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a booby trap set up here.
Next time on Legend of the Superstition Mountains.
This is a booby trap.
As twisted as it is, we got led to a death trap.
Oh, man.
This is not good. Somebody been in the picking camp.
Let's get out of here, all right?
Between you and me, I don't know that that's an X, man. That looks more like a cross from. What if that was the Jesuits that put it there?
You're going to get a kick out of this one.
Yeah, look at that. Man.
Yeah, it's old Spanish cross.
These rocks are fresh rocks.
How many black hands have you come on in your camp?
They were red.